Switching to a keto and anti-inflammatory lifestyle has really changed my life for the positive. I pretty much cured my migraines. I lost my last 15 pounds of baby weight. I cleared my skin. I regulated my period. But there are some things, actually a lot of things, I wish I'd have known before switching over to keto and anti-inflammatory lifestyle. And I'm sharing these with you so that it'll help you on your journey. Now, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelly. And yes, I'm a keto dietitian. And a few months ago, I made this video over here, which is about my story of why I made the switch. It was received with overwhelmingly positive remarks, and thank you for sharing your story. And I did receive a lot of negative response on the video, especially from my own colleagues. And you have to watch it because I explained the why of the switch. You know, the Cliff Note version is I couldn't lose my last 15 pounds of baby weight. I had migraines. I just didn't feel good. Nobody was listening to me when I went in with stomach pains. And really, it was because of the awful standard American diet I followed that I was taught in school. And I want to share with you the journey of what I learned in that 3-year process. Now, I'm gonna save all the negative feedback, the threatening notes, the fact that I had to call the police because of this, but wait a minute. I'm gonna touch base on a little bit of it, and that is number one. When you switch to this lifestyle, people and your coworkers are not only gonna think you're crazy, but they're gonna call you crazy. They're gonna say garbage like, oh, your cholesterol is gonna go up. I can't believe you're eating all that meat. That's disgusting. Not really, I'm eating regular portions of meat. I received a really dirty letter from a dietitian saying, I can't believe you're promoting meat. Well, honey, if you would do research, you would know that it's a higher fat diet. But I do wanna let you know, be prepared for people to behave like 5-year-olds who won't eat broccoli when you order a Cobb salad and that's for olive oil dressing. People are rude. And I cannot change that. So my focus for you is be ready for it and be ready to talk to them about it. And I'm gonna kind of shut it down right there because I'm gonna do a whole video on the threats and that I've received by telling folks that this lifestyle's terrible and that I'm gonna die. And I always say I'm 43. I'm one of the few 43-year-olds who has normal blood pressure, normal cholesterol, my stomach doesn't hurt. I'm happy with the size I'm at. Yes, gang, I realize my face is round. I gotten letters about that as well. We're just gonna leave it right there, but just know that number one, people are going to think you are crazy and they're gonna tell you. And I'm like, dang, I never really insulted anyone's diet before. The next thing I learned was how food companies don't give a damn about our health and trick the heck out of us. Why? With the labels. These companies spend millions and trillions of dollars a year making labels look beautiful, enticing us, using the right colors. I mean, we even now have our stores doing this where they're sending us personalized coupons, which is creepy, but also they're paying athletes and D-list actresses to promote their products. They do not care about your health. They just want your money, which leads to number 3 is I learned I had to focus on the ingredients on the label. I always focused on the numbers, not in keto. You gotta focus on the ingredients. Again, because the front of the label, they dress it up. It's absolutely gorgeous, beautiful coloring. And yes, when we're in a hurry, it is easy to grab. So because of my migraines and the research I did, I had to cut things like gluten and I cut out trans fats and hydrogenized oils. And some products, I will tell you friends, some products labeled healthy, labeled keto, do have those ingredients. So yes, while I did look at the carbs, the sugar, the fiber, I had to really dig into sugar and wheat. You're gonna be floored how many items are labeled healthy and are labeled with this garbage. So please do not go by what the front of the label says. Read the back. The next item I wish I would have realized is, and this is actually a good thing, is holy cow, I am eating a ton of vegetables. I promise, you will eat a ton of vegetables. I pinky promise you. When I tell you I have never eaten as many vegetables as I do now, people will love, like they just love to say, no you don't. And I'm like, why would I lie about this? I have nothing to gain by telling folks to eat more vegetables. We are at about 2 to 3 cups at lunch and supper. I do greens, I do a lot of frozen vegetables topped with our olive oil. Easy peasy, which leads me to the next one. I really wish I'd have realized how keeping it simple, silly is important. I think one of the biggest problems we have with standard American diet, which I like to call the sad American diet, is that we do too much of a variety and it still tastes like garbage. Because we're recommending foods that taste like garbage, so we gotta add a bunch of stuff to it. I'm telling you, when it comes to keto and anti-inflammatory, simple does it. You don't have to go fancy. You don't have to buy the fancy cookbooks, which those are fun. It's fun to make a new recipe every now and then. But with breakfast, you got your avocado egg with a little olive oil. I just do meats in the air fryer. I have it with my greens and another vegetable at lunch. Snack, if I do snack, it's on nuts. So I'm not buying anything wild and crazy. I'm keeping it simple, which is just amazing and beautiful. So you're not having to spend insane amounts of money on new products. My next item is my craving for sweets went away. And when I tell you I lost my cravings for sweets, after about 3 weeks when I really started increasing the fat in my diet, I would be lying to you. Why? Fat promotes satiety, which is the feeling of fullness. We have to remember that. And the other thing we have to remember is on the standard American diet, it is a low-fat plan, and we're eating a lot of refined carbs. It's not filling us up. It's spiking our insulin levels, and it's making us crave more. And I really want to do a whole video focused on how keto and anti-inflammatory can cut sugar cravings, but it was amazing. I literally have no cravings for sweets, for sugar. Do I like them? Do I enjoy them? Yeah, of course I do. But the cravings were cut. And when I followed that standard American diet plan, I'm telling you, I was constantly hungry and I was constantly hungry for sweets. Now, if I did have something sweet, maybe for a birthday, it leads me to my next item. If I did go off plan and eat something, for example, I'm from Louisiana. I love king cake. I think it's wonderful and I'm gonna have a little slice of it. I felt like garbage. And for me, it was my body's reaction telling me, hey, Shelly, this food really isn't good for you. I never got that on the standard American diet. It was just, whatever, just eat it. But I felt terrible. I usually would have a little headache, not necessarily a migraine, but a headache, which is enough. My stomach hurt. I had the poots. I had the trots. It was terrible. So for me, that's willpower in itself to stay on a plan. I don't want to eat something and then feel like garbage. It's like, nope, I'm gonna just eat my, wonderful salad with my meat on it, a little bit of olive oil, and I am good to go. Now, I kind of discussed this one a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna talk about it a little bit differently. And it was simple meal prep and recipes. And I talked about how to keep it simple, silly, but the meal prep itself is simple. I did invest in an air fryer, and I would say if you were to buy one piece of equipment switching over to keto, it would be that. It wouldn't be any of these crazy, weird 1,000, American Heart Association or American Diabetes Association cookbooks that have, 15 ingredients in there. It would really be using the air fryer. Put a little bit of olive oil on it, toss it with a little bit of Redmond real salt, throw it in there. That's it. I didn't have to sit there reading all these weird recipes, wasting my time and wasting my energy all day on a Sunday, prepping meals in those awful containers for the week. No, you don't have to do that. And again, I think folks are terrified of that when they switch to a plan. And they're also terrified about, oh my gosh, which leads me to the next one, my family will hate this. No. I learned my family loved this plan. And I'm gonna tell you why. Before I switched over to a low carb keto plan, an anti-inflammatory plan, I believed, and I could kick myself in the face, and I hope I don't get emotional with this. And when I worked at the VA, it was like, oh no, honey, you need a variety of foods. You need to shock the body. You need to do this. And what would happen is I would cook something with some ridiculous substitute in there, like applesauce in a muffin or some garbage that we always cooked. And you know what my kids did? They would take a bite of it and go, ugh. But when I'm air frying chicken thighs, they're eating it. When I'm putting putting some vegetables in the air fryer, they're gonna go with it because there's a little bit of fat in there. So you don't have to invest in all this equipment and all these crazy recipe books that just honestly taste like garbage, and the family's gonna throw it back at you. It is a very family-friendly plan. And I wish I really would have realized how easy and affordable my trips to the store would be. Gang, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I shop at Walmart. I'm bougie on a bayou. Now there's a local store here called Drug Emporium, which is a discount health food store. I'll go in there and get some products. But gang, I don't shop at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or Costco or any of those places. To be honest with you, Trader Joe's and Costco isn't even in my town that I live in, and I live in a decent sized town. I don't go spend thousands of dollars on lavender and this extract and that extract. It pretty much is when chicken thighs are on sale and I get the cabbage, and I may grab some okra, and we'll grab these items, avocados, eggs. I'm not loading down a grocery cart with $500 a week. For a family of 4, my goal for the month is to keep my grocery bill under $500. And sometimes I go over. If there's a really good sale on meat, I may buy some more of it. I do firmly believe in supporting our local farmers, so I'll grab a couple things. But gang, we can do this without breaking the bank. So please, please don't think that you have to only shop at the fancy store whenever you switch over to keto. I personally hope this video helps you in discussing this with some of your family members who may be a little bit at edge with you going on this plan. And if you want a simplified menu with a shopping list, go into the description box, click the link, and it'll be delivered to your email. And gang, as always, I would love to hear your story. Put it in the comment section below. I love success stories, I love questions, and I love you all. Thank you. Mwah.